Ah, there it is. The only game in the Sonic series not to feature him. Which to this day I still find kinda weird. So because of this, I guess you could technically say this isn't a Sonic game, but a Dr. Robotnik game. But anyway, what exactly is this game? Well, it's a puzzle game, and if I'm not mistaken, we have a 2-for-1 deal here, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not only the only Sonic game where he doesn't appear, but this is also the only Sonic game that's a puzzle game. Oh, and I'm just now realizing that there's a freaking triple thing here, because this is also the only Sonic game based off of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog TV show, but now I'm just getting ahead of myself. Now, to properly start this off, this game is a re-release of a Japanese puzzle game known as Puyo Puyo, which I'll just say for now is a bit more complex Tetris, but for whatever reason, this game never made it outside of Japan, or at least it never made it to the USA. I have no clue if it made it to Europe or anywhere else. No, instead what we ended up getting was two repainted versions of this game for both the SNES and the Genesis, and I do really mean repainted because it's like the same exact assets used in both games. But anyway, the Super Nintendo got it in the form of a Kirby game, that being Kirby's Avalanche, and then obviously the Genesis got it in the form of a Sonic game, this being Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. And for whatever reason, they decided to make this game based around the Sonic Adventures show. And well, my only guess is that they had to make a plot for this game, and they thought the only, thing Sonic related that would work with a plot as dumb as this would be that show. And I don't mean that in a negative way, that show was purposely stupid. So then what exactly is the plot to this game? Well, Robotnik, being the evil man he is, hates the Jolly Beans of Beanville, and so he creates the Mean Bean Steaming Machine in order to basically roboticize them, and he sends out his minions in order to collect them. All of which, fun fact, were actually featured within the show, or I should say in the pilot episode for the most of them, which I'm guessing is all they got to work with when they made this game. But still, it is pretty cool that they use designs directly from the show. And now it is up to you to defeat his badniks on a one-on-one Puyo Puyo battle. And again, I do actually specifically mean you. You technically are the main character of this game. But yeah, that's basically what this game is. You beat his done spots one at a time until you get to the fat man himself. So then that leads us to the gameplay. How do you play Puyo Puyo, or I guess in this case, Mean Bean? Well, like I said before, this is basically at the start Tetris, as you have the beans falling from the sky and you need to start sorting them. But where it diverges is that you're not simply just trying to get a line across, instead you're trying to match up 4 beans in order for them to disappear. And on top of that, since this is a battle, simply just getting 4 beans away in one go is not going to be enough, with you needing to set up combos in which once you get rid of one set of beans, another set should fall on top of itself in order to delete itself as well, and it needs to keep going to get a combo. This is for 2 reasons. The first, obviously, which is the more combos, the better score you get. And the second reason is every time you clear a section of beans, you get a clear bean that falls on the opponent's side. But by doing only one set, you only get 1 bean, whereas if you get a combo going, you get a whole bunch of beans to fall down. And you want to get as many clear beans onto your opponent's board in order to screw them over before they could do the same to you. And obviously the farther you get into the game, the harder it gets, with the beans falling down faster and the AI becoming much more smarter. And yeah, that's more or less the game. And as for fun as it is definitely much more of an intense type of game. You will need to be constantly making split-second decisions. And for some people this won't be an issue because they'll cruise through this game quite easily. And well, I guess I bring this up because I am not one of those people. I suck at puzzle games, whether it be screwing up very early in Tetris or me needing to redo a lot of levels in this game. Yeah, no, I definitely seen that game over screen way more than I probably should have. But I guess what I'm trying to get at here is despite me not being good at the game, I still like it. Me always wanting to immediately restart once I failed and try and power through till the end, which eventually I did actually manage to do. And well, I guess that's kind of everything that I needed to go over with this game. Or I guess outside of the music and the graphics, which for the graphics, obviously this is based off the show and they did a really great job mimicking it, about as close to you playing an actual episode of the show, at least for 1993. And then you have the music, which is, well, just really good. One of my highlights is definitely the music when playing, especially when you get into the later levels and then the music becomes becomes much more intense to reflect them. And I also like how the music has a metallic, like, cybernetic feel to reflect the fact that all the opponents you're going up against are robots. But yeah, I guess I'm just happy to see the stereotype of Sonic games always having great music, even in a puzzle game spin-off that doesn't even feature them. Alright, so now I've covered everything I want to with this game. So yeah, I might not be the best at this game, but at least I still had fun while playing it, and in my eyes, that's all that really matters. Oh, I guess with the Tales games, this isn't the only Sonic game without him in it, so that makes it a bit less unique.